Maureen. Thanks so much for stopping by. Today I thought I would do a quick video on the We Are Makers Cinch stack cutter. I purchased mine from scrapbook.com. They had a great price on it. They usually will have some sort of coupon. Just check at the top of their website. And I make a ton of journals. I plan on making some planners as well. I make a lot of mini albums where I have to cut a lot of paper at once. If you don't have the need to cut a lot of paper at once, you probably wouldn't need this, but I thought I would do a quick tutorial. I'm not doing obviously an unboxing of it. I've already unboxed it. I've actually tried it out. Let me grab what I cut. So this is what I've cut. This is how it comes. I bought this at Tuesday morning a long time ago. I like to make albums out of this, or journals rather, and I always cut this edge off, and it takes me forever to get through all the papers to cut. So after unboxing and trying this out, I cut all of this at once. It can cut up to 1 inch thick. This is probably a good 1/2 inch thinner paper, but look how perfectly it cut these, which I'm going to show you today. I was able to cut this all at one time. That's going to be a huge time saver for me. The We Are Makers has a great website. If you're thinking about getting this, I would suggest that you go to the website, check it out. They have all the dimensions. I think they say it's 20 by 18, the box. So this is a little bit smaller. This is probably about 18 or 19 inches by probably about 15 inches, if I had to guess without measuring it, just by looking at my mat. It does weigh about 20 pounds, so it's not easy to move around. I have mine on a workstation that I'm going to keep there and make this accessible for me. It has a large handle that can be taken off, so it makes it a little bit easier to store. And I would worry, if you have children that could have access to it, I would worry about that. The blade is very sharp, so I would be careful about that. And I'll give you a view of the back side here in a moment. So it has this paper guard here, which just kind of helps hold your paper in place once you get it to the measurements. It has all the measurements on the side as well, as you can see here. This to me is quality. I could not be happier with this. So once you get your paper into the length that you want to turn this to the right, and that'll lock this guard in place. Then you pull up on the handle when you're ready to cut. You pull the handle all the way up, and over here it has open and close. So that's going to close the lever down to hold your papers in place. I try not to over tighten mine. I just tighten it, make sure that it's all held in place. Then you have to use this little safety guard, press it down, and bring this down to cut. So let's go ahead and just cut something. Let me also just show you the back side here, and I have to get a different camera angle for that, so I'm gonna voice over that and show you the back side here. So here is a look from the back side, and the silver part that you see across there is the blade. This is a clear plastic paper guard, and it has a little bit of a lip. And what you're seeing at the bottom there is where it cuts. I'll give you a different angle here in a second. So this blade is very sharp. You want to be really careful. Now I am going to open the lever. I'm hoping you can see here that black piece is what opens and closes, and that is what presses down on your paper that you're going to be cutting. So you need to lift the lever all the way up, then go ahead and follow the instructions as far as which way to open and close, and it's going to close down that lever piece, which will hold your product in place. It'll hold it steady, and it'll cut down at an angle. So I'm trying to give you a better look here of that black piece. Once you cut a few things, you will be able to see exactly where it's going to cut in order for you to get measurements. So this plastic guard, go to the manufacturer's website, americancrafts.com, and you'll be able to see, but it'll hopefully here you can kind of see the reddish piece is the paper guard. The blade is right there, so you want to be very careful with that. And you can see where I've already cut. Between the measurement guide and that red piece, that is where paper tends to get caught, little slivers of paper. If you're cutting something larger, it's not going to get caught in there, but I cut to see how accurate it was. I cut very thin pieces of paper, and right there is where they got caught. So my husband was testing this out with me. It was his idea. We put some packing tape over that. You don't want to go over too far on that piece where it gets in the way of where you're cutting, but just go up to that point. Okay, so I figured this would be something good to cut. Like I said, I make journals out of these. I buy journaling papers when they're on sale and then make journals. But I don't like this because I use the Cinch binding machine and I like to make my own binding. So I tend to cut it off somewhere around this to make it straight across. So I measured this out. This is about 3/8 of an inch. I'm gonna over here make sure it's all lined up nicely. And when you're actually cutting it, you can see, once you've made a few cuts, you can see where the cut happens. There's a cutting piece on the other side. So you want to lift the handle all the way up. I know it's out of view, but the handle is all the way up. I'm going to open up the guide. My guide is open all the way up. Let me just double check that my paper is completely flush. Excuse my head getting in the way. Okay, so I've got my paper where I want. Because I've made a cut or two, you can see exactly where it's going to cut. I'm gonna hold down in place, move my guide over here just to make sure everything is flush. I'm gonna tighten this down. Now I'm going to close the bar on it, which will hold my papers in place. So once I close it down and I get some resistance, I like to turn it again twice. I don't want to over tighten it. So now everything should be held in place. You have to move this guard down and pull the release at the same time. I am still, once you do that, you can let go of that guard. I'm still going to hold my papers and press down. That's it. It should have cut through all of the papers. Very little resistance, and I'm kind of working at an awkward angle. Normally I would be standing on this side of it, which makes it a little bit easier. So let me release this from its grip. That's what was holding the papers, and look at that. Perfect cuts. I about screamed when I first tested this out. This is so amazing. This is something I've been wanting for so long. When I first thought that they were coming out with this, I really hoped that it worked the way they said it did, and I'm telling you, it works amazing. The only thing I have to say, again, you want to be super careful with the blade. There's also a little spot back there, which I'll show you the video again, that little slices of paper do tend to get caught in. I put a thicker shipping tape over that. So I made sure that tape did not cover where it cuts, just at the edge where the paper tends to get caught in. So that would be my only thing I would suggest is to tape it. And that actually was my husband's idea, because we had to dig out, we cut a very thin pieces, and they got stuck in there, so we had to dig those out. And again, I'll show you the video of what I'm talking about, but look at this. It's amazing to me. I also cut chipboard. I'll do it again on screen. It cut like butter. I do have a cutter that I use for chipboard, but you have to hold it in place as you cut it, so it takes a lot of pressure to hold it in place to make sure you get an even cut. And with this, it just cuts like butter. So let me put the guard back down. I'm going to slide my chipboard in, close down my lever to make sure it's grabbing onto it. Okay, I'll give that a good crease. I'll use my little release lever, press that down and start cutting, and you'll feel it just kind of give. Okay, I don't know if you heard that clicking, but it's not as much pressure as you think you would need. Then you want to go ahead and release this, open it back up, and look at this. Perfect cuts. So I have a composition notebook. Again, I purchased these back to school sales. I love notebooks. I love making notebooks. I use notebooks, but I never use them in their form. I like to, let me show you one real quick. I like to make my own, all different types of notebooks. So this is a work notebook that I like to use. I like using paper and making my own. It's just so much prettier. So I make tons of these. I give them away. So let's try cutting through this. So this is about 5/16, so a little over a quarter. And I just want to cut the edge. Actually, I want to cut this to about 7 inches. And so I'm going to make sure this is all the way up. You got to make sure this lever is all the way up. That's the lever that pulls the blade up and down. So I'm going to put this, I'm using my ruler here. So there's a ruler on the side. I'm going to use my ruler to 7 inches. Put my paper guide in place. Honestly, I don't know if this paper guide is necessary every time, but if you're going to be cutting multiple things at 7 inches, you might as well leave it there and slide it in. Okay, and let's give this a cut. And check this out. It is a perfect cut. Unbelievably perfect. So let's do this spiral notebook that I had in my stash. Okay, so I'll get that out of the way, and I'm going to go back to putting this in this way. I just kind of moved my guide out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to cut this at 6.5 inches. Make sure this is closed down. Release my safety lever, and again, I'm still going to hold it while it's going down just in case. There we go. Actually, I'm using 2 hands. Okay, and I just heard it click, so that should have cut all the way through. And just to reiterate, I'm working at an awkward angle. I would not work at this angle normally. Open this. Oh, perfect. Perfect, perfect. So now I most likely will, well, let's just do it real quick. I'm going to cut this in half. I think I'm going to leave the chipboard there for now. No, I don't need the chipboard, so I'll save that for another project. I can reuse it on this. So let me measure this. Okay, I'm making sure everything's lined up. Close this down. Oh, that was so simple. Let's open this up. Perfect cut. So, would I recommend this? 100%. The only drawback, in my opinion, is how the papers get caught, like I showed you earlier. If there was a fix for that, that would be ideal, but to me, the temporary fix was putting packing tape back there. Again, you don't want to put the packing tape where your blade is going to cut, just on the outside of that. Besides that, this is so worth it. So I would suggest shopping around, because if you go straight to their website, it may be a little bit higher priced, but I purchased mine from scrapbook.com. I used a coupon that they had offered on their site. Shipping was quick. I was super happy with it. So I hope this was helpful to someone out there that's trying to decide if this is worth it to them. Again, you would need to have the need to cut a lot of papers or chipboard if you don't have a way to cut chipboard easily. So if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comment section. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a great day.